All right, Chris back here again. I'm going to go over my sleep system, which will include my clothing. As you can see, I've got laid out here. To sleep in every night, and it's very important that you keep your sleeping clothing dry. So I will take the clothing you see laid out here and put them inside of my sleeping bag every morning. And store them in my pack that way, because my bag is going to stay dry. That's the plan anyway. So for sleeping in, I have a set of Smartwool, Merino Wool 250. It's a base layer, shirt and pants. Those will be my main sleeping in clothing. If I need to supplement by wearing my puffy jacket at night, I will, or I have another layer that serves during the day for hiking in. But mainly it's going to be the Smartwool 250 base layer, and I have a pair of Darn Tough socks that I will wear to sleep in. These are going to be dedicated just for sleeping. They will stay with my sleeping gear. I'm also going to order a pair of goose down boots. They're just down booties you'd wear over your socks at night just to make sure your feet stay warm. My feet will tend to get cold, and if they're already cold from hiking throughout the day, I want to be able to warm my feet up quickly and keep them warm overnight. So this is my main setup clothing-wise for sleeping. So let me go ahead and get these out of the way. We don't need to see these anymore. Now my sleeping bag is actually the bag, the pillow, and the sleeping pad. They're all made by Klymit, Klymit. You can see it down here on the foot. So my sleeping bag, it's rated to 20 degrees. It's a down bag, 650 fill. And let's see, it weighs 3 pounds, 2.3 ounces. It's a mummy bag, which means it has the pocket up here to put your head, and it zips up. It full zips all the way, and it has a collar in here that if I unvelcro the bit here, it will velcro to each other to keep tight around your neck. It has a cinch in here also, so you can cinch it nice and tight around your neck. And there's also a small pocket here. It unvelcros, and it's a small pocket inside this neck piece. If I wanted to sleep, maybe put my water filter in there at night so it doesn't freeze. That's a good option there. Inside of my bag, I will have, it's a Sea to Summit silk liner that just adds another degree of warmth, and it also helps to keep the bag clean. Even though I will be wearing clean sleeping clothes that I haven't been hiking in all day, I'm still not going to be the cleanest while I'm out there, in between 3 to 5 days of showering. So the liner just helps to keep the bag itself clean, so we don't have to wash it as frequently or launder it as frequently. The pillow that I'm going to wear, again, the pillow I'm using, it's a Klymit pillow. It weighs 7.8 ounces. It's an inflatable pillow, and it has its own cover here, which is really comfortable. The pillow's right inside there, and really easy to inflate. And I am going to use the cover. I think Sherry is not using her cover. She's going to opt for something different. But I like the idea of having something, not my dirty hiking shirt from the day, or having to find another option. I like knowing that I have a dedicated cover on my pillow. I can pull that off and launder it when we get into town separately. Very comfortable to sleep on. And yes, a pillow is a necessity. Let me pull this out of the way, and we'll show you my sleeping pad. Again, it's a Klymit Static-V with a 4.4 R value, so it's insulated. And it weighs 1 pound, 11 ounces. It is very comfortable to sleep on. I've slept on it a lot over the summer in the backyard. I've slept on it recently a couple times so far this winter. It's not very noisy. I don't have it inflated all the way, but it's not very noisy, crinkly. Some of them sound like you're sleeping on a bag of potato chips, and I like the quietness of this. Real comfortable to sleep on, and we love the insulation value of it or I do anyway, at the 4.4 R value. And the only other extra thing I'm bringing, just in case it is brutally cold and I just can't even stand it, I'm still on the fence. I'm really leaning towards bringing it just as an in case, is this Costco down quilt. It's in this little stuff sack here. It's just a big down quilt. Bought them at Costco. They were 2 for $20, and we've used these around the house. They are warm. This one weighs 15.3 ounces, so just about a pound. But I really think, in case we hit some brutally cold temperatures, having this as an extra layer to wrap around myself inside the sleeping bag will be very, very welcomed on some really cold nights. And if we don't need it, I'm just going to send it back home. It's not a big deal. It doesn't weigh a lot. I mean, a pound is a lot. But when I factor in wanting to be warm, I'll take a pound to carry with me for a month or so. Packs down real small. Yeah, I think that's it for my sleep system. I'll turn it over to Sherry.
My sleep system pretty much matched Chris's right off the bat, but I did some switching out again to try to get it lighter, of course. So nighttime is still the same, the Smartwool base layer, 250s to sleep in. I've got a beanie. I will be having some thicker wool socks. I'm not going to do the down booties like Chris is going to do. And that's going to be about it, I think. You know, you can always add layers, like the R1 I'm wearing right now. I can add that on, our puffy jackets, whatever else. We can add more layers as needed. So that's just what I'm wearing to sleep in. And when it gets warm, of course, that'll go completely different. So my sleeping bag is not a sleeping bag at all. It's called a quilt. And what a quilt is I'm going to flip it over here. It doesn't have a bottom side, because on a sleeping bag, when you're laying on a sleeping bag, all the insulation on the bottom of your person is just squished and basically doesn't do you any good. So what they do is they just cut all that out and put all that on the sides and on the top. And so this can be, I opted for the zipper foot box. So that just unsnaps. And unzips, and you can open it up and it can just be like a full-on quilt. It'll just lay flat for like when it gets warmer. You know, you can just kick it off or whatever you need to do. This is, the brand of this is Hammock gear. And so this is Goose Down, 800 fill. And it's rated for 10 degrees. And that's, of course, 10 degrees will just keep you alive. It's not going to keep you comfortable, that rating. But anyway, it's called a 10-degree bag. This is, I got the size short, which is, I'm only 5'2", so I got the shorter size. I believe the weight on this is like 21.7 ounces. It does, I had some added stuff. It's called pad attachments. So this goes underneath your pad, your sleeping mat. So it just kind of holds it in place, keeps it from slipping around. There's 2 more that are available on there. I don't have them hooked on right now. So it just kind of keeps it, so it tucks in around you better. And so you just slip your pad right in there. And it's got about like a 3-inch loft. Well, let's see, what else do I need to talk about that? So like I said, it's got Hammock gear, and it's their premium Burro quilt. So yeah, I went to the quilt just because of the weight savings and also the volume savings. You know, it takes up less space in the pack. And you know, it does come with a stuff sack and all that stuff. I probably won't use that. I'm probably just going to shove it in the bag and do that kind of thing. So anyway, I think that's about all we need to know on that. Of course, you'll find out more as we go. And then my pad, of course, I had the same as Chris's as well, which was fine, except I'm a side sleeper. And I love the R value of the one that she has. But it is so thin, which is great, but it's so thin that I would roll off of it, or slide off of it, I should say, and just wake up in the middle of the night and not realize that I wasn't even on the pad anymore because there was no height to it. So I went with, this is a Cedar Summit, and it's specifically engineered for a woman. So it's like narrower in the shoulder and wider in the hips, that kind of thing. And it has 4 inches of thickness. I don't have it blown up all the way because I don't like to use it blown up all the way. I like a little bit of softness. It makes a little bit more noise than hers, but it's not like some of them. Some of the sleeping pads, it really is like sleeping on a bag of Doritos. It's just like super crunchy. This has an R value, which is the universal agreed upon system to identify, takes the guesswork out of like how much insulation is in there for like what seasons that you can use it for. So this is like a 3 season plus, same as Chris's. So this has an R value of 4.2, and I think Chris zoomed in on it. It's called the, I guess it's Ether, E-T-H-E-R, Etherlight XT. Insulated. I believe it weighs 17 ounces, and because it has a little bit more volume to it, you know, it would take more breath to blow it up, but it does come with this pretty cool system to blow it up. It comes with a bag that just hooks right onto the inflation port there, and you blow into the end, and then you just kind of roll it up, and it pushes the air right into the to the mattress. So it's pretty cool. So you don't have to have it up to your face and just sit there and blow it up. So it's a little bit more efficient. I will also be using the same pillow as Chris, and like she said, I probably will not take the pillowcase cover with it. I'll just come up with something different. Use my buff that I'm probably going to bring and wrap that around there, or a shirt or something, or not even worry about it. I will probably also bring the silk liner. But I don't think that I'm going to be in it. I think I will put my pad actually in the silk liner and use this, you know, kind of actually like a sheet. If I do need to get into it, I can. But I think I'm just going to put it onto my my pad. It's great, but it doesn't have a zipper or anything like that. And I do get up in the middle of the night to pee at least more than once. And it's not the easiest thing to get in and out of. Same with the sleeping bag. That's another great thing about a quilt, is you can get in and out of it pretty doggone easy. So I'm going to bring it, and especially for the summer, it'll be great. And let's see. I think that's it.